Attention one, attention all. Alright, welcome to the first episode of the Desyan series. Now, I can tell you this. Don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sad for me. It's never the right to do so, because what happened to me was a learning experience, and while I explain what happened to me in my lifetime, I'm going to be drawing one of my drawings that I work on. This is going to be a normal basic thing. So if you want to, just stand by, relax, enjoy. Again, this is Zon Konazuki, as known as the real name Desyan. Or more so, it's not my real name, but it's the male version of my real name, which is my middle name. And I will tell you about that later on. That's another story to be told. Other than that, let's go starting off with my past. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go into my videos. So, see if I can find my own bloody, there we go, my videos. So I can actually see your guys' comments onto this all. Like I said, do not feel bad for me. Do not feel like, you know, I never have a beautiful future, because I know for sure hell I do. Just that a lot of crap that happened in my life happened, and I can't really fix like what happened. And before you ask, yes, this drawing right here is actually one of my drawings, realistically. Can I not? Oh my god. You already fucked it up. Alright. My realistic drawings. Alright, that's what I was going for. Alright. Alright, so here's how it's gonna start. And thank you for whoever is watching. I do appreciate it. If you like, leave a like, comment below, subscribe. Anyway, that is too thick. The thickness. Alright, boys. Alright. So, I'm going to share something that I will not share to people in the internet, but only because they don't know my YouTube or anything. I usually don't like sharing this kind of information with anybody, but, you know, to be out there, to be more open to your surroundings and be who you want to be, you got to be strong. So my real name, as it started, my real name is Brittany Desiree Speckhart. I always hated my first name, Brittany, because in my school time everybody called me Britney Spears, and it never helped because my last name Speckhart started with SPE, so it kind of helped a lot. Thank you, last name. So because of that, when I grew up, I decided to call myself Desiree, which would be my middle name. And now I am more open about my sex, my things I want to become, me want to become a guy. So instead of having my middle name be my name, which is Desiree, I decided to make it as much of a male way. That's where Desyan comes in. I was like, that sounds good, I'll go with it. So yes, that's where it came from. But other than that, if I remember so of my past, what I've been told, it started with my mom and my dad, and it all started in Oklahoma, city of Oklahoma too. Literally, it was called City of Oklahoma. Alright, that's where I was born. And, it was, me and my sister. We were born there. Me and my sister Dominique. What was happening was, if I remember, my dad, like, my mom and my dad both kept on trying to tell me different stories, but, I mean, whose side am I going to go with, you know? So, I went with my dad's side in a way, because he dared to not lie to me, because he was the only one who actually really took care of me, unlike my mother. And yes, if some of you already know, I don't have my mom. She left me and my sister. So, this is what happened. If I remember, so I was born, my sister was born, my dad got fed up with my mother, because, my mom's a slut. Yeah, she was known to be a, see, she was a stripper, but not all strippers are sluts. But she literally took the title of slut, only because she would not stop, opening her legs for other men. My grandpa was for sure that my sister Dominique, or even me, wasn't even my father's child. Because she kept on sleeping with so many fucking men. Now, it came to a point when my dad told me that he caught her sleeping with one of his army men. My dad was in the army. She was caught sleeping with one of his workers that worked with him in the army. And he told me that he went in there and beat the living shit out of him. That's when he knew that. You know, I would too. Like, beat the living fuck out of him. But on the other point, my mom, what she did was not right. But my mom really did not care, and it seems like she never really cared about anybody's feelings but her own. So it came to a point where my dad just knew he just had to freaking leave her. So he did, but he was their agreement was that they were only allowed to take. He was only allowed to take one of us. So he took me, and kept my sister there with my mom. But trust me, my dad didn't give up. After some time, when my mom was looking, when she was pretty much off doing her sluttish, whorish shit, she left somebody to watch over my sister. And that woman was like, you can say, ugly, fuckly ass, fucking, goddamn babysitter. She was ugly as fuck, is what my dad told me. And when he finally snuck into my mom's house while she wasn't there, he caught my sister, Dominique, full of beetles. Yeah, my sister made friends with beetles. Haha. And he tricked the babysitter and slept with her just to trick her so he can get his hands on Dominique, which he did. And he took Dominique and pretty much migrated himself into North Carolina, where I live till this day. After that, my dad, sometime, me and my sister Dominique grew up together with my father, and my father found this woman named Hillary, which, you know where this is coming in, stepmom alert. My dad's told me, till this day, that if he never actually made, marry Hillary, she could have been a good best friend to him. If you've never married her. But, you know, he was a man in need of a mother figure for his 2 daughters. And let me tell you, she was no mother figure. I don't know why she abused me. I really don't know the real truth till this day. There were so many different excuses or reasons of why she did what she did. But let me tell you, it traumatized me. Because she didn't mind my sister Dominique as much. I don't know why. Probably because Dominique kind of had the whole blonde hair and blue eyes thing that she got into. Like, yeah, my sister Dominique. I don't know how the fuck we're sisters, but we look complete opposites. She's the one with the blonde hair, luscious, beautiful curly blonde hair with those beautiful ocean blue eyes. And here I am with the brunette hair and brown eyes, looking like I could be some homeless little child on the side of the street. So I was like the brown hair, brown eyes, normal looking, fugly ass little kid. I didn't have the whole goddess look like my sister did. So I guess Hillary didn't really fuck with my sister. Other than that, I think the other reasons for what she did is that she was jealous over me being, you know, daddy's little girl. And I got my dad's attention a lot. But there was so many different reasons. Recently, one of the reasons I heard, which sounds kind of weird, but whatever, is the reason why she did what she did to me is because she told my sister, Michaela, as you guys know, as Danny Dan Dan, freaking crazy little fudger little girl. She told me that her mom told her that, which, when I meant, like, she recently saw her mom, but her mom told her that, I was trying to hurt myself or kill myself and try to kill, the other siblings, and she tried to stop me from doing so when I was young. That didn't make no sense. Like, everything she done to me did not, no, I just don't believe that. But, you know, everybody has their own thing. They have their own thing that floats in their own boat, so whatevs. But what Hillary done to me, she abused the living shit out of me. And it was just terrible. I couldn't even live a normal kid life because I felt really hurt. If I remember, the worst thing she's done to me is how she will punish me. She'll try to find anything in the house to whoop me with, to hit me with, and abuse me with. And, see, just imagine this. Just imagine this. You're a child with your own room, right? Hell, everybody wishes they had their own room. Fuck, I know, right? It's so great to have your own privacy. But I was a kid with my own room, my own bed, my own box of toys, and simple. It was just that simple. I actually got, you know, certain little things I need as when I was a kid. But just imagine this. Just imagine this slowly. Like, she started hating me more and more, reminding me every day she fucking hates me. She literally would come in my room and say, I fucking hate you. And she couldn't even stand me having my own toys, having my own bed, she couldn't stand it. So day after day, weeks after weeks, she would convince my dad that I've been a terrible, terrible kid. And that I need to be punished. So my toy box disappeared. I didn't have no toys. My bed disappeared. I only had a blanket and a pillow to sleep on the floor in my one little room. I only had a dresser. And then some time passed. Let me tell you, I was terrified of Hillary. I was fucking terrified. If any little accident happens, she would blame me for everything. And I remember her grabbing me by my arm one time and throwing me across the room. Now, you might be asking me, how the hell you remember that? That's when you were a kid. How the fuck do you remember that? Let me say this. You cannot, and I mean cannot, forget the worst things that ever happened in your life. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can never fucking forget. But, time passed. and she convinced my father that I was the most worst child she ever raised. I lost my whole entire room. I slept in the laundry room. I was in the laundry room. I was surrounded by dirty clothes, and with a loud washer and dryer machine at my ears. The laundry room was my new little room. I could never get out. I was always so scared. The reason why she literally wanted me to lose my room so bad is because I had this bad thing where I'll accidentally use the bathroom in my bed or on the floor or even against the dressers or the closet or in the corners. And oh, my favorite place, the vents. Yeah, there was a vent on the floor. So when I was a little kid, I sat down on the vent and just pissed there, thinking I can hide it. But the only reason why I did is because I was too damn scared to even walk out of my fucking room. I didn't want to get out. She scared me. So I used the bathroom on my bed, in the vents, anywhere I could, because I didn't want to get out of my room. Because when I tried, she would yell at me to go back in my room. And I'm just like, but woman, I need to take a fucking shit. She didn't care. So, because of it, I lost mostly everything. Even a childhood. I lost a fucking childhood. Childhood that I wish I could always have. But it was taken away from me. A lot of shit was taken away from me. And so, each day I continued just living my life was full of nothing but despair. Even school never helped. A lot of kids bullied me because I was the odd one out. Because of my sorrowness, because of the hatred that she gave me, I became distant of everyone, even at my school. I cried a lot at my school, and none of the kids knew why, but I was known as the crybaby at school, and people made fun of me for it. I was just really nothing but a laughingstock. She's the baby in the background. She cries all the time. Yeah, don't mess with her. She's weird. That was me. That was fucking me. It hurt. Let me tell you, it fucking hurt. They kept going for a long time, too. Even when I became a teenager. But my dad finally knew. He finally caught on to the shit she's been doing to me. He finally understood what was literally going on. It took him like almost 8 or 9 years for him to figure out what she's been literally doing to me. Where I was able to finally be free. But trust me, I was still scared. Even when she came by to grab her clothes or grab her belongings, I was still scared. Because I thought she would just tell me to go back in my room. I don't want to see your face. Go to your room. So every time she came to grab her stuff, I ran in my room. I was just too scared. But my dad told me, don't be afraid of her. She can't hurt you anymore. But you know, even though she can't, those memories that I had would still be there for what she done to me. I don't care whatever excuse she has. What she done to me was not right. And it will never be right. Because you can't simply do that to a kid. You just can't. So, after all that happened, my dad still continued trying to find the best mother figure. things didn't turn out so well. I was still being picked on in school. I still feel hated, so I was known to be, like, every day, school tormented me. Because I still lived at the place where I pretty much broke down at. Everybody knew me. Everyone did. I could never begin a new beginning. It just wasn't possible. Because everybody knew me. And yet, I couldn't really actually get out of the whole being hated thing. So, yeah, if some of you know me, you'll know me from, VR chat or whatevs. Maybe in real life, who knows. That I have this bad tendency of being scared of losing my friends or saying that I don't matter, even though hell you guys know I do matter. But I can't help but to think I don't matter because of what happened in my past. Where a woman every day came into my room telling me that she hated me, that she wished I wasn't even here. Like, I couldn't help but to always think that I'm some fucking mistake, that I shouldn't be alive, I shouldn't be here. I should just die, I should just shrivel away. It was because of her. But she's not the only one that scarred me. There was more to come. Now, like I said, life continued on, still being tormented at school. My dad's still trying to find a woman that would be the perfect mom. And, well, he found this one woman, but he always says till this day that it was just a friend of his. But we kids kind of thought, it was more than a friend. Well, she was more than a friend. Oh, by the way, if I didn't say this correctly, Hillary, my stepmother, she had 3 kids with my father, which is Jordan, Dylan, and Michaela. So it was 5 kids in general, and when my dad got rid of Hillary, he kept all of us, even the other 3, because they were legally his kids. And she was pretty much fucking broken and doing drugs, and my dad kind of, I think, caught her in the red hand, and authorities and people said that she's not capable of taking care of her kids. Or other than that, she just handed them to dad. I don't know how that exactly it happened, but it happened. So my dad was pretty much a father alone, taking care of 5 kids. After sorts, let's see, what should we talk about? Oh yeah, the woman that he allowed to live with him for the time being, he always says that he never was dating her, or never kind of loved her, or yada yada, stuff like that. He keeps on saying that, he only brought her in because she needed a place to be in, and he just did that as a friendship way. But us 5 believed that he had a crush on her, and they were actually dating without us knowing, but whatever. Other than that, she had 2 kids of her own. Their names were Elliot and Alicia. And, they were hell kids. They were fucking hell kids. Like, they were fucking mean. They made fun of me so bad, but they were kids, so you can't really do much about that. But, it was a ride. I tell you, it was really a fucking ride when they lived with us. How they treated us, how we lived, and how much we learned. Like, God. We we kids used to build freaking, you know how you guys build little tents out of like your pillows and blankets? Yeah, we used to do that all the time until Elliot and Alicia came by. We were completely, like, we were never allowed to do that shit again. Never. I don't know what broke it or who pretty much took the opportunity away. I forgot who or what exactly happened. But we were never allowed to do it again. And poor Grandpa, he had to like literally have to give up his own house for my dad, because my dad had his moments where he couldn't even have his own home to take care of us. Like, it was actually hard on him. And my grandpa opened up his door to let us live with him. And yeah, he lived with my aunt Jill for the moment too. Because Elliot, Alicia, and Paisley, which is the woman that my dad let in, they all were living with us and living at my grandfather's house that still was owned by him, but he just wasn't living there at the time being because of all the other people that are living there. But it did come to a point where Paisley finally decided she wanted to leave and go, and hell, we were happy. We did not want them to stay any longer. I tell you that. It was just that we were with them for a couple years and it was hell on fire with them, so we could never ever freaking behave with them. We'll get enormous amount of trouble with them all the damn time, only because they did not like us and they wanted us to get in trouble all the damn time. It was so much fun. But yeah, that was so far a little bit of me growing up. Now again, I have to tell you, in my life, I continuously started growing up. Middle, elementary school, whatever. I was still in elementary school as all this shit happened with Paisley and Alicia and Elliot. Like, elementary school was still around. Like, I was still there. Only because, for one, I failed first grade. And you could probably ask, how the hell did you fail first grade? You know what? I don't fucking know. Okay? I don't know how the hell I fell first grade. Oh my god. I guess I wasn't smart. Or I was, an idiot. I don't know, fuck. I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, I failed first grade, and I have to, like, instead of living, like, 5 years in, like, goddamn elementary school, I lived, like, goddamn, like, I don't know, 6, 7 years in elementary school. Like, it was terrible. And I was known still there as the #1 crybaby. Hello, how's it going? Anyway. One of my last years in elementary school, which you guys probably heard me talk about her once before, maybe a couple times. Definitely my fiance. He heard about her a lot. I met her the last year of elementary school in 5th grade. Her name is Brittany Goodwin. Brittany Lee Goodwin. And what was the funny thing about that is that we were both Brittany's. I was Brittany Desiree Speckhart, and she was Brittany Lee Goodwin. After some time, like, I could tell you this. After when we got rid of Hillary and Paisley kind of disappeared out of our lives, I started into anime. Well, I kind of started into anime a little bit before I met Paisley, which was I think around the age of maybe 11 or 10, around there. That looks so fucking ugly. Sorry, I had to fix that. Around 11 or 10 years old is when I started anime, and that's what made me feel happy. But the thing is, at the moment, because of me being young, I didn't really understand exactly what the hell anime was. I just watched it because I really wanted to. And the one anime that I started myself into that I actually liked, the first beginning, was actually Ghost in a Shell Standalone Complex. I remembered myself staying up all night wanting to fucking watch that shit. But that's when I had myself introduced into Full Metal Alchemist, Bleach, Code Geass, all that good shit. But on my time, the show that I did know, and the show that I remember by the name, which it was a very, very, very old show. It was called, no, it's a long fuck ass name too, like holy crap. It was called Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. And it's, oh my god, it was fucking long. That was one of the shows that I was into when I was young. Now, the reason why I brought that subject up is because at the moment when I first met Brittany, I was wearing a Naruto ninja headband. It's because when I actually got myself into anime, Naruto was the thing that actually got me into anime itself. Like, I know I used to watch animes on the, like, sidelines, but I really didn't, like, understand them until I grew up and started watching Naruto. Then I started understanding anime more. Other than me watching Danny Phantom, which was one of my favorite shows one of those days. And God, Elliot made fun of me about that. Those are the days when I decided I always been drawing my whole entire life, but, you know, I wasn't as good as I am now, and I still have more to learn. But yeah, she saw me wearing a Naruto headband, and, now, because of my life, and because how I was, pretty much, afraid of everyone, when she asked me, "Is that a Naruto headband?" I thought she was making fun of me, okay? I really thought. I was like, yeah, why do you care? That was the moment when I was being fucking, like, savage. Because I just didn't trust anybody. I didn't fucking care about no one. I just didn't like anyone because everyone did not like me. So I was a little pissy bitch. Like, I didn't want her to, like, become my friend. I didn't want nobody to become my friend. I didn't trust no one. So I was quite mean. So I told her pretty much in my own way, trying to tell her to fuck off. But, she was determined. She was so determined to know me. So she tried to get my attention at lunch. Again, I just ignored her. But then, let me tell you this, my peeps. How she got my attention was dried up ramen. Out of all things, dried up ramen. And that happened in recess, okay? She brought her snack outside, which was dried up ramen. And that's what got my attention, because I love ramen. Now, before I continue the story, I'm going to see if I have any comments in my chat. Let's read out your guys' comments. Alright. Romer A, so yeet, Nixon's hugs, Tommy. Oh, thank you. No, give me my burger. What the? Okay. I would, but you're lazy to go to your near store, Lola. Ozone, come and give Daddy Slindy a hug. Nice. Oh, really, guys? Really? Nutty the fuck? Alright. Okay. Knowing about that. That was lovely comics, guys. Lovely comments. Okay, so knowing all that, I got attracted to her because of dried up ramen. Now, I was a big fan of ramen. I loved ramen. I eat ramen noodles a lot. But I never thought dried up ramen would get my attention. Because I was like, is that good? Like, I was like, what the fuck is she eating? I love ramen, but damn, they're dried. You didn't cook them? It's not, does it taste bad? Like, I had all those questions in my head. But she told me it tastes really good, and she let me have a try. And after that, I really loved ramen. Like the ramen chips. We called it ramen chips, pretty much. It was great. Like, they weren't as bad as I thought it would. Like, all you have to do is literally grab a bag of ramen. Not the cup ramen, the actual bag ones that are like squared. And pretty much crunch them up, put them in a bag, and drop this, like, pour the season over it, shake it up in the bag, and eat it like that. Like, you have to crunch them up, like, get little shapes like little chips, and just eat it like that. The more you know. And it does not taste bad. It really does not. It's actually pretty good. So, holy fuck, that's too thick. Okay, that should be good. So pretty much we became friends after that. We became friends. Yay! When friendship develops. So I became friends with her. She became friends with me. I went to her house a couple times. Met her mom. Met her sister. And I realized she was a big fan of anime as much as I was. Now, here's something I don't ever tell everybody these days. When I was really young, I made up this whole world. This never leaves anybody, okay? If anybody wants to know about me, literally, they just have to come to this video. But I'm not up to hear a judgment or anybody making fun of me. Because if you do, I'll fucking kill you. Other than that, I made up this little world a long, long time ago. And I still live in it till this day. I was really young, so I never really had a proper, actual, true name for it. So, it was always called the anime world. Even though this world actually has more than anime in it. It was a world for me to escape in from reality. Because I never fucking liked it. I hated my reality. I even hated my own existence. I never wanted to be alive. So I just continued living my life in this one world a lot. And Brittany Goodwin was the first person that ever accepted it. So it came to a point where where she migrated herself into the world. I was known as Brittany in my own world because that's what I created myself as. All I did is just pretty much lived in that world and talked to the characters that I put in there, and all the characters were people that was from my favorite animes, like Naruto, Bleach, Fullmetal Alchemist. They all were in there. Like, I talk to them like they're there, and I tend to be their voices for them to talk to me back. That's how it all went. And it's what I always been doing. And I shared that with her. And she migrated herself into it. Her and I created the whole world together. All together. Because of her, my world is as big as it is today. Like, my God, I could go on with my world. Like, holy shit, it's fucking crazy. But she gave me the idea to change my name in my world, and my name was first it was Mary Kurosaki Uzumaki, because I migrated myself into the Kurosaki family, and then I kind of like, Ichigo was my brother, and Naruto was my husband, and all that shit. Like, this world is fucking insane, I tell you. So, after all that, me and this woman, we've been together for like 8 years on and off, I could tell you that. Because after getting to know her, I had this weird development of love for her. Like, I wanted to date her. And I asked her one day, hey, I like you a lot. Can we actually try to start dating? She first told me was, no, I used to do that stuff, but I don't do it anymore. Is what she told me the first time around. And then, after some time passed, she brought it back up, saying, hey, remember the, the thing that you asked me about, if I could date you? And I was like, yeah. She was like, let's try that. And that's when I was like, okay. So, we dated. Long ass fucking time, I tell you. Her and I were together for so damn long, and it even came to a point when we broke up and then tried to be with other people at one point, because our relationship wasn't so sturdy, okay? It really was not. Because I can tell you this, she was one of the people that made a huge, huge scar in my heart. A really fucking big fat ass one. Because of what she done to me. And if you probably asked me, like, I was with her for 8 years on and off, right? And you'd probably be saying, why the hell did you break up with her when she hurt you so much? That's why I told you about my world. She was in it. She was one of my creators. And it was so hard for me to let her go, because she created that world with me. Because I believe that she was the only one that understood that world, and no one else will understand it. That's where I came. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Ah! Okay. And what she's done to me? Oh, let me tell you. I could tell you this. When it came to me in the anime world with her, that's when I had a lot of fun with her. There were good memories with her. They were really good memories. How her and I will play together in our world. How she really will compliment on my voice acting and make it sound like I was really good. How her and I could live into a world together and even make love together in that world. And just enjoy ourselves in that world. But as our characters. When it came to Brittany and Brittany, no. What exactly happened? She's an asshole. She only thinks of herself. She only cared for herself as much. She was greedy, angry, and thought she was better. She really thought she was better. I always tell people to this day, my mom in VR chat, my brother in VR chat, they were breaking down, they were hurting because they were in love with somebody and they didn't want to let them go. But they knew they were hurting so much. And I know that pain. I really do. And that's why I'm trying to save them from not having to go through the much pain that I did. It's because it took me 8 fucking years to realize it. And it could have took them that long too. A long of years and years of suffering. I didn't want that happening to them as much as it happened to me. So let me tell you what happened. Hold on. Before I do, I hate spelling kill me. Ramen. I love that too, but my... Alright. So, let me tell you what happened to me. She never respected anything I did for her. When I tried to sing her a song, which I was singing one of the Melanie Martinez songs, and I was doing it for her. Now, when you're in a relationship, guys, even if the person didn't sound good, but they're singing it for you out of the love of their heart. Even if they didn't, even if it didn't sound good, you should have been proud. You should have been happy with them trying to sing to you in general. Even if it's, I mean, seriously. She criticized me. She told me I sound terrible. Like, she was like, you think you can sing? You can't. That was terrible. You need to practice more. It hurt. Because I was like, okay, sorry, I didn't learn this song as much. But, you know, I guess you didn't appreciate that I was trying to sing it for you, but okay, whatever. Like, she criticized it so hard. She was really, really hella greedy. Like, when it came to, we will do this thing called, anime party. Like, we would, like, we'll do, like, parties on the side for our anime people, like, in our anime world. We'll have, like, little parties here and there. And, she'll always play her music. It was always her music. And so, when I came to her, and I was like, you know, I need to ask her, I can't be afraid anymore. I was like, hey, Brittany, can I play some of my songs, please? And she's like, oh, sure. It has to be something that I like and I know. And you know, most of your songs I don't like. She straight up told me that. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Forget it. It was really hateful, and she was really rude. And all the time when we done it, she will never let me play any of my songs. She always wanted it to be all about her. She even tried to make me go against my own family. When I was trying to go out to see my sister, my sister, Danny Dandan, as you guys all know, I wasn't living with, my dad at the time. I was living with my grandpa, was, BG, is what I call her now, Brittany. And, at the moment, my sister was going through a very difficult time and she was crying, and she was calling to see if I can come over to that house to pretty much be there for her because she was going through a very tough time. And I said, okay, I got you. So I went over to the house to go see Danny, aka Michaela, and to comfort her, to tell her it's okay, I'm here. Brittany gives me a call, yells at me, and was like, how dare you leave? I can't believe you left me alone. And I was like, yo, my sister really needed me. And she's like, you left the animals to starve. I can't believe this. I was like, yo, girl, you're there. You can feed them yourself. And she would bring up any excuse to yell at me and cuss at me, scream at me. I left. I left my sister's house, my dad's house, to go back to my grandpa's to be with her, with Brittany, because I couldn't stand her yelling at me. I had to fix it. I couldn't be with my family. I pretty much blamed myself for it all. Only because I thought it was my fault. Everything I fucking did, everything that happened, I blamed myself for it. Because I always thought it was my damn fault. I blamed myself for everything. Because I always thought it was my fault. It was always my fault. Everything was always my fault. All of it was all my fault. All of it, right? I was never that person. It was all my fault that I did it all, right? No. Actually, all of it was never my fault. To be honest, it never was. I was convinced that it was. Only because I lived a life that told me that it was all your fault. Only because the people told me it was my fault. Because they hated me. Always treated me wrong. But I learned in my life that it wasn't my fault, that I actually just needed to really fix the things that happened to me. Let's just say, I wish I would have broke up with her. I wish I was the one who let her go. I couldn't leave her. I couldn't let her go because of my world. I kept on dwelling on the good things that we had together. The good things we had together. I kept on dwelling on them. Like, she was in my world. She was important to me. We worked things together. She helped me make this world. We done this, we done that together. But then you have to really think what the things she done to you. One day, when I was in my younger days, when I knew her, I was about to fall apart. I decided to try to actually search for my mom again. So I believed that I could find her. But then I realized the reality of that. I was never going to find her. I ran to my sister crying, telling her we'll never see our mom again. Like ever. And when I ran to my sister, she was with Brittany and Zach and Brandon, which was one of the friends that we had, the few friends we had. And when they saw me crying, telling her that we might never see our mom again, Brandon and Zachary came up to me worried, trying to give me comfort and say it's okay. But that pissed Brittany off. She didn't run to me and give me comfort. She ran to me wanting to punch me straight in the face, begging to freaking beat my ass. I was so confused of why she wanted to do that to me. But she said because I was being some damn attention whore. And it hurt. That was Brittany's new nickname for me, was attention whore. Because I cried a lot. I can easily break a lot. When I needed her the most, she says, I'm not your fucking mother, you can do it yourself. When I needed somebody, that's all she would tell me. But I still kept her because of the world. But then I was finally free. And you know how? She was the one who broke up with me. Finally. Like, I could say this right now, I wish I was the one who broke up with her. But that did not happen. She broke up with me. It hurt. But then I felt so good not to have her weighing on my back anymore. She stopped the anime world completely altogether. She decided to not keep a job. She decided to do drugs. She decided to fuck up her life. And she went that route. She even lived with my father at the moment one time. When I stayed with my grandpa, she went to live with my dad. And cussed at my siblings. Always made it about her. Even snuck 2 to 3 men in my dad's house, fucking them, without my dad even knowing. And I tell you, he was pissed when he figured that out. But my dad figured out how much of a terrible person she is, and finally kicked her out of the house. She finally disappeared. Good riddance. She needed to leave. She was nothing but a waste of space. She told me that she was the adult, that she was better, that she was like more the more a mature adult with all of us combined, is what she told me.